guys, it's Bailey. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. And today, as your GCSEs are in about 40 days, I'm going to be giving you some GCSE advice and study tips that helped me from when I did my GCSE last year, and I hope these are able to help you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and let's get into this. My first tip, and I feel like you guys should low-key already know this, is that you should have your timetable or your exam dates accessible literally on your phone, on your walls, anywhere you can like easily know before the actual exam starts. I feel like it's just good to have the dates ready so you can mentally prepare yourselves for the actual exam. When I had my exam, immediately the dates were released, I printed it out and I pasted it on my wall, and I just feel like it was able to help me mentally prepare for the exams. So I feel like that's a key thing. You should make sure that when you have your exams dates out, print it out or have it on your phone so you can see it and mentally prepare yourself before the actual exam starts. One of the techniques that really helped me, that I still do to this day, is blurting. I find blurting so helpful because it's all the information you have in your head and you're visualizing it. During my GCSE, I bought my whiteboard and I'm still using this whiteboard till this day. I used it for my law test yesterday just to blur everything out, and a mini whiteboard which I take to school so I can use it if I want to study in school. So is that I go over my notes, I read it, I understand it, I talk to myself, I try and teach myself as if I was teaching other people. I internalize it. Then I get my whiteboard pen and I write out everything I know on the board, and I go over it with another pen, the things I missed, and then the things I missed and the things I knew, I go over everything again, and then I clean the whiteboard off and I do it again and again and again until I have all the knowledge in my brain. Another tip that I would give you guys is to organize your study space, organize your study materials, because I always say this thing that your area or your environment is a reflection of your mind. So let's say your environment is very cluttered. I feel like that means you have a lot of things in your mind, and obviously during GCSE time you want to be as focused as you possibly can. So anytime I started studying, I'd always clear my desk. I remember before the GCSE period started, during this Easter holiday last year, I went over my books, the things I needed, the things I didn't need, so I wouldn't have a lot of books, a lot of paper just cluttering in my reading space, and that's just gonna make me feel so overwhelmed and not focused enough, you know what I mean? So clean your desk that you use to study, clean your environment so that you just have a clutter-free space. The thing is that you should organize your study materials. A lot of people have started making their flashcards since year 10. Some people make it this Easter holiday, some people make it the day before the exam. So start organizing your flashcards. A lot of people use a lot of online resources. They use Gizmo, Seneca, Cognito, Sparks. I use Sparks Maths. Well, my school used to use Sparks Maths to help, so if that works for you. So there are a bunch of online resources that you can use. Next tip I would say is that if you can and if you think it's going to work for you, try and make a study timetable. So the way I usually do a study timetable is that I always prioritize my week subject. So I put that at the very top of my list of my timetable, and the subjects at the very top of my list are the subjects I'm going to be revising the most, and the subjects that are at the bottom of my study timetable are the subject that I'm quite comfortable with and I know that I don't need to study as much. Obviously I'm still going to study, but then I prioritize the ones at the top of the list. And a lot of people let's say study with science. If we do triple science, biology, chemistry, physics, history, geography, some people struggle with English literature, English language, and there are a lot of resources that can help you with this subject. And a very good resource to help for English language and English literature is First Rate Tutors, which is the sponsors of today's video. Thank you so much, First Rate Tutors, for sponsoring this video. First Rate Tutors is basically an online platform that helps for English literature and English language, and actually organizing an Easter masterclass. It will be covering the AQA GCSE exams, it will be covering Macbeth, Literature Paper 1, Christmas Carol, Inspector Calls, Conflict and Power Poetry. It will be covering Unseen Poetry. It will be covering Jekyll and Hyde. It will be covering Romeo and Juliet, because a lot of different schools offer different like plays, and some people like do different 19th century novels, and she offers those, and the masterclass is only £10. So it's like intense GCSE English literature revision. Masterclass this Easter is from the 7th of April to the 13th of April, and it's going to be covering all those subjects I previously mentioned, and it's going to also like give you exam frameworks. It's going to give you grade 9 model answers, and it's going to give you like a bunch of coach cheat sheets, because especially for English literature, you have to plan model answers. First rate tutors Easter masterclass are going to give you a bunch of model answers that you can use and apply the structure for your exams. So make sure you use the link in my description below to sign up for the Easter's masterclass. And thank you so much, First Rate Tutors, for sponsoring today's video. The next tip I will highly give is that you should stop spending so much time consuming content rather than digesting content. And I saw this video and it's like, consume less, digest more. So consuming is just like passive revision, where you like just reading notes continuously, you know, highlighting notes continuously, like watching videos, just like taking in a lot of things, but you're not really understanding it, which is the digestion part. Like, you're not understanding it, you're not like applying it to past papers, especially for GCSE, like let's say maths and science and English literature. Now you need to understand what is actually going to come up and how to answer the questions that come up. A lot of people, because they did so many practice questions and model answers, they were literally able to predict what was going to come up in the main exam, and they are able to properly answer it to what the examiners want and get those high top bands and high grades. The thing I feel like a lot of people struggle with is that they mix social media and studying a lot. Like, let's say you study for 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break. That 5-minute break, you go on your phone, you end up spending the night on your phone. You know, guys, I've been there, done that. You're like, okay, yeah, I've done a little like 25-minute study session. I've locked in for 25 minutes. Let me go take a little TikTok break. You don't get back to your work. You spend like an hour on TikTok. So don't mix social media and studying. Like, when you're studying and you want to take a break, please don't take a social media break, because that is just gonna like break your thought stream. Like, you're locked in for like say 1 hour, you're doing work, and then you want to say, okay, let me just chill for 5 minutes, go on your phone, and then that like train of thoughts is just like gone. So let's say if you want to take a 5-minute break, maybe go downstairs, like eat, like take some snacks, eat, or like clean your area, I guess, if you haven't done that. But guys, don't go on your phone. Try to set boundaries when it gets like closer to your exam period, because a lot of people, like, they get distracted easily. I remember I got so distracted easily. So what I did is that I set a 2-hour timer on all my social media apps, that I wasn't able to like use social media after I'd exhausted those 2 hours, and it helped me actually. The other thing is that you should be able to train yourself to study like fully for the duration of your longest exam. Because some people, let's say, I think the longest exam I wrote in GCSE was the 2-hour 15 for English literature. So if you're not able to study for the full 2-hour 15, how are you gonna write like the full paper? Even more, the better. Next, guys, listen in class. Please listen in class, because the things your teachers would be saying this period would be very, very crucial. I promise you, if you have a nice teacher, they will be willing to help you. I just want to say that after, because obviously you've done your March marks, so after your March marks, this is April, do not lose. I just want to add another extra point I want to say is that don't lose your momentum, because some people after the March marks they got like good grades, and then they feel, okay, yeah, I can relax now. Guys, you can't relax, because that exam, they can pull out any questions. I remember that I studied so hard, after maths paper 1, I came out of the exam, I was crying. Not to like not to make you guys anxious or anything, but that's just like, I'm telling you my experience. Thought my maths mock was quite good, paper 1. Real exam comes up, the last few pages, I was like, yeah, messed up. So sometimes the exams may surprise you. The examiners are very, very harsh. So let's say you had your mocks and your teachers marked nicely. Your GCSE examiner does not know you. They will not mark nicely. They will be very, very harsh and strict with the mark scheme. So after, like, if you get a good grade during your mocks, keep that momentum, keep studying harder, and I hope that you guys get the grades you want. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end of this video, and I hope that some things I was able to say implemented, I hope that they will help. And I just want to like remind you guys to sign up for the masterclass, because right now you need as much support and as much resources to be able to do well in your GCSE. And I remember I used to watch her YouTube videos, and it really helped me with like predictions, model answers, and just generally how to structure. So make sure to register for the masterclass or any other courses she have for English literature, language, GCSE, and I hope you guys ace those exams and get the best grades possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.